All right, guys, welcome to the video. This is one that I really hesitated on. Wasn't sure that I wanted to put this out for a couple of reasons. You guys that have been around a while, you know I keep my personal life pretty personal here on the channel. You know, in person, I'm a pretty open book, but just putting stuff out there on the internet for anybody and everybody to see is, I don't know, just seems kind of odd. And it's a flying channel. It's not about Todd's opinions on this and that. So I don't get into that stuff too much, but I felt like this needed to be explained because there's been a lack of content on the channel, especially this year. And I wanted to explain why and what's going on. I mean, sure, some of it's the obvious things, the state of everything, the cost of everything, all of that has eaten into flying funds and fund money and all that. I'm sure we're all feeling that. I don't have to explain that to you guys, but there's a little more to it. So I wanted to come at this and say, man, I'm not here for a pity party. I'm not here for attention. There are way worse things that many people are dealing with. What's going on with me is not nearly as serious as a lot of things out there. So keep that in mind. It's just been enough of a nuisance that it's cut into that creative time and kind of put a damper on, you know, me producing content. So basically what happened was I was subjected to a pretty heavy dose of black mold for about 6 years, you know, continually being around it for about 6 years. And I think that's what's happened. It's taken its toll. For the first few years, didn't really notice anything, but after, you know, a couple of years, started having some weird issues. Some of it's the basic stuff you read about, stuffy nose, things like that when you're around it. But the actual problem has been skin stuff, itchy skin, just very strange reaction that I have to it. And it's not completely uncommon if you read about it. I'm not the first one to have that happen, but it's been pretty frustrating at times and pretty tough to deal with because, you know, it's generally worse in the evening and at night, and that's when I have the free time to edit videos and make content and that kind of thing. So it's really kind of disrupted that, but it's also cut into my just flying time and airplane time in general. So yeah, not like I'm dying of something. I mean, I function just fine when I'm doing things, but it can be a frustrating disruption. Plus, trying to understand it and beat it and fix it has cost a lot of time, money, energy into figuring out how to get away from this and get better from it. So that's also kind of added to it. And, you know, mold problems are not very well understood still, and modern medicine doesn't have an answer to it. You know, don't get me started on modern medicine. I have a lot of frustrations with that. There's a lot of for-profit stuff. There's a lot of treating symptoms. There's a lot of let's keep you alive and suck you dry. Not all of it's that way. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing it across the board because would be completely inaccurate. I mean, hey, look, I just got this cyst removed, okay? And about a week ago, a little over a week ago, which it's healing up. That sucker was quite a bit bigger when they first stitched it up. It's already getting a lot smaller, but, you know, thankful to have a good surgeon cut that sucker out, got it out intact, did a great job, took 30 minutes. It was unpleasant, but he did a great job. So I don't want to sound like I'm just all against it across the board, but, you know, a lot of things, and I think part of it is just our lifestyle in general is the fast food lifestyle. We don't have time to eat good. We don't have time to exercise. We don't have time to take care of ourselves and sleep. You know, we've just got to go, 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 right? I mean, we've all been there. And I think medicine has tried to just kind of play along and work with that mentality because that's the way the world works. And so, you know, here's a pill or a shot to keep you going and you can keep eating McDonald's and stay alive. That seems to kind of be the answer to things, which, you know, deep down, I think we all know that's not the right way to do things. The right way is hard. It's challenging, it's expensive, it's time consuming, you know. So again, that cuts into that free time because I'm trying to eat healthy, trying to exercise a lot more. And hey, I got to tell you guys, been doing that for a little while now, I've been doing like a full detox. Some of you guys that heard the itchy skin thing are probably thinking liver. And I've gone down that path and done some tests, and I don't see anything telling me my liver is shot. But I've been doing a liver detox just because after 40 years of, not doing the best things, that filter gets plugged up. It's tough. It's tough to do all the right things. Man, it's tough. But feel so much better, Lost another 10 pounds in 2 weeks. I'm doing an intermittent fasting thing. I'm kind of doing my own version of like a healthy keto. And I didn't eat a lot of carbs or sugar to begin with, but I cut out some more and just been eating good food and just exercising more. And it's like, man, feel a lot better, and performance when out hiking or in the gym or any of that stuff has been noticeably better to where I'm thinking, wow, this is great. So, it's worth it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's difficult. It's not easy. It's expensive and time consuming, but it's worth it. And that's kind of why I wanted to bring this up is I can't tell you guys that I've fixed this problem yet. And I hope that I can report back down the road that I have. So I don't want to get ahead of myself and say, oh yeah, this is the deal. But showing a lot of good results already very quickly, I think we're on the right track. Now there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of stuff goes into mold and ways to bind it and draw it out of your system. And of course, I'm doing a lot of those kind of things as well on top of this other stuff because you got to get it out and it's not easy to do. That's the problem. And there isn't any real easy, simple, yes, here's the solution. You just do this one simple thing and you're done. It doesn't work that way. So trying a lot of things. Hopefully I can report back to you guys with good news on that. And maybe it'll help somebody else. Again, this isn't a health channel. Most of you guys are definitely not here for health advice. And I am not trying to give out health advice. That's not what I'm doing. But I am going to share a little bit of this journey with you guys. And hopefully I have some good news to report back at a later date. Okay, with that being said, let's get on to some flying stuff, the more fun stuff. Coming up. We got a trip to Idaho, and we're going to change it up a little bit this year, bring you guys some new content, see some new things. We're going to go into Montana for part of that trip, spend some time over there. There's a lot of really cool stuff there to see and to fly and to land at and just all of it, and we're going to do it. So I'm excited for that. Some of the guys that are a part of this trip have not been there as well. Some have. You guys that watch my stuff know that my main thing, my bread and butter or whatever is, off airport in the Rockies, high altitude. I love it. I live for that stuff. But it is pretty risky, and I'm usually the lone wolf out there doing it by myself. It's really nice to go up to Idaho. It's a magical place and get to spend some time with some great people I really like that I'd only see, maybe once a year, maybe a couple times a year. And that's just, how do you put a price on that, right? It's going to be really good to get away and just enjoy that for a while. So that's coming up. That'll should be the next thing you see. So anyway, last thing, I'm going to put a little flying footage in here. This is a flying channel after all, and I've blabbed about a whole bunch of other stuff long enough. Got a couple of different camera angles, got some more cameras, got some new stuff in that department, mainly for this trip north, but I was out testing it out a couple weeks ago. Mountains were just starting to get pretty decently green then. And so it was nice. And there's not going to be a lot of context to this. Just kind of be some random flying footage, land in a couple cool spots, and just, flying around in the hills. All right, so thank you guys for being here. And thanks for hanging out. The content has been a little lacking. And I just appreciate you guys being here. And I appreciate your understanding. And Patreons, thank you very much for supporting the channel and being there even when I haven't been, producing the content. That's very kind. So anyway, you guys know the deal. Take care. And we'll see you on the next one. Well, he's up and looking at me now. He's trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Nice area. It's greening up pretty good, so that's cool. Looks pretty nice. That's wild. See him out here in some areas now and then, but just never in a place where I could land, you know. But I think that's probably close enough. I want to get two up all in his business, you know.